Okay, you guys, good morning, good morning. It's Tuesday morning. It rained again last night. I'm sick of all this water everywhere. So just, I'm fixing to load a mower up and go try to do something. I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna get into. I know I can do a couple, but it's gonna be sketchy. So I'll be so glad when I get this concreted. So I talked to my guy, and like I said, the concrete out here is going to come out here approximately to right along where this 4x4 corner post is, somewhere right along in here, and it's going to go all around there, all up underneath the doors of the shipping container. We're going to put drainage right here in front of the door, some grates. And then all of it's going to be concrete, and then it's going to shed all the water where it naturally is supposed to go. So I can wash a machine here and the water will run down to the fields in the back there. And all this is going to be concrete up to the gate, to the fence. So yeah, $6,000. So I told him, go on, let's do it, man. I'm ready. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this. Well, Ray, you just buy more gravel. I got a couple of tandem loads of gravel up here, and though it does keep the weeds down, I mean, look at the mud, man. It's just, and this is mud that's accumulated just from the downfall of rain. It ain't even from the roof of this building or nothing. So I got the downspouts here all going where they're supposed to go. See, and if y'all watch back in my videos when I built the building, I rented a Mini X and I dug all this out for drainage. So I'm going to spray all that, and then the next thing I'll do after I pour the concrete here is we'll push it. We'll this off season we'll do the fence. Once I pour the concrete here, that's all I'm going to do this year on the building. That's it. But just imagine all this concrete, man, where I can park on it and everything. I can wash the equipment right here because I got a spigot and I got a pressure washer. But man, washing it in here is just, I mean, it's like a waste. Because you wash the machine here, and then you got big globs of dirt. Well, really take it somewhere else and wash it. That's why I'm building a $6,000 pad here. It's gonna be 4 inches thick. A couple things I gotta do. Number one is I'm gonna let my buddy's crew use my machine, the Kubota. So, but I gotta load up, man. And since I, put out a pretty good bit of videos, I didn't get very many views on the Kubota filter change. I get it, man. It's kind of boring, right? I wish I could get better at the instructional videos. I'm just not very good at it. I see some of these guys that are really good at doing instructional stuff, and really it doesn't even matter what they're fixing or whatever. They make it interesting, like Farmcraft 101. He's the best instructional guy that I've ever that I know of on YouTube. And I don't know if y'all watched his channel before, but it's really, really good. Okay, so obviously I'm not I don't have anybody with me today. I met with a guy yesterday. He comes in the comments and all, and me and him are going to try to work out a deal where he can maybe work out here a couple of days a week, maybe, or something like that. And that might be all I need, especially if I can get him acquainted with the yards and all. It takes a minute though, but see, he's got a lot more experience than, he's doing his own gig. He's just started and he doesn't really have, I guess he doesn't have enough to fill his time, right? Let me grab my trash can, man, because my wife cries when I don't get it. Damn. So yeah, so by law, man, really I shouldn't even be in the truck today. He ain't even working at all. It's super wet, man. It rained, well, it's rained for the last 2 or 3 days. I think it's gonna slow up. What I did, and I don't know, maybe Chad can chime in. I bought a bag of weed and feed at Home Depot yesterday, and for my yard, So I usually just throw some, you know, Scott's weed and feed, turf build or whatever, you know, to kill the weeds and everything. You know, I usually just buy a bag or two of that every year for my own yard. But weed and feed, you know, to me, and I don't know, and Chad can, if he watches this video, he can chime in. And we don't have time to watch every video that everybody does. I understand if Chad don't have time to watch all my videos, and he understands if I don't have time to watch all his videos. Same with Irv and Randall and Eddie and Matt and all you guys that do videos. So a lot of times I don't have time to watch because I'm too busy editing my own videos. I mean, so I don't know if, you know, everything's real wet, but the street's dry and there's, you know, there's not water running in the street or nothing. And the sun is coming out and there's not a cloud in the sky. It's probably going to be baking in my front yard. So what I did is I went on and put the weed and feed out on my front yard. Now, I don't know if that's the best timing or whatever. I heard that the weed and feed really doesn't work unless the Bermuda is trying to grow. And the Bermuda is going to be starting to try to grow. I don't know how hot it's going to get today, but I don't think it's going to hit 80. But with the ground being with all this dew and rain on the ground, on the turf, man, it just seems like it's the best time to do it, where I don't have to water it in. And as soon as that fine dust from the weed and feed, it's like a dust almost. Granules hit that ground, they're dissolving, and that's what you want, I think. Now, I don't know, Chad would know a whole lot more about that than me. I noticed this camera right here is a glare on it a lot of times. So I didn't print off a list, but I took a picture of it. Well, I'm all over the place. I didn't see no point in printing off a list of my today, because I don't know what I'm going to be able to do today. So basically what I did is I put all the yards from yesterday and today, and I put them on a list on today. Basically, I moved everything from yesterday, put it today, and then instead of me printing that, I just took a picture of it, because if I printed it, it would take, you know, 2 or 3 pages of print, and I know I'm not going to get to all that, but I don't want to move it all around and then have to move it all back. We're just going to go through and you know, cherry pick which ones we can and can't do, and we're going to do them today. And then when I get home this afternoon, I'll just remove them from the list, and then tomorrow I'll probably have help out here, and then we can really get to it. The $1 Million Street is supposed to be this week. Some of these yards are going to get what I do a lot of times when my weeks are lopsided, and you know, I got a disclaimer, I don't know how everybody else does it. What I do when we start getting into, like about now, where there's not a lot of new customers coming on board right now, and I'm good with that. I just got to manage everything that I got, right? And usually in the beginning of the season, it's all lopsided. You know, one week there's, you know, I don't know, $5,000, $6,000 worth of work, and then the next week there's $3,000. So you want to try to get them both where you're hitting around 4 or so, and then you streamline that. You want to make sure that I want to make sure that you know, next week is equivalent to the money and time consumption as this week, give or take. And then that gives you options. Like, I know for a fact that it wouldn't be ideal, but I could push the HOA to next week. But I'm probably not going to do that. Because that's a job that I can damn near do by myself. It's just about time. So I'll probably do what I can on the regular yards. I know I got 3 or 4 that I can go do, and then I'll probably just get on the HOA and just start cutting. You know, and then tomorrow we'll do some of the more of the yards that we can do if we don't get no more rain and that kind of thing. The object to me is to level out the weeks best I can. So then I can see daylight. Then I can, if I want to add something to this or that, I can. If I want to subtract something, I can. And I can see the landscape of the landscape business, right? Or the lawn maintenance business. So I want to be able to see everything, and it makes sense. So if you know, when I got guys out here or whatever, then I'm not, you know, having a guy out here on a slow day, you know, because I haven't manipulated the schedule to where it's friendly for me and another guy, right? So that's been the thinking the last couple of weeks is this week is the heavy week. This week is the week that I have the HOA, I have the $1 Million Street, which I only got one over there now, so that's going to work out pretty good for me as of right now. Now, of course, I'm not going to be getting the money from over there, but I'm not going to be having to spend the time over there either. And well, also, I'm not going to have to pay Kat either because I don't need her now over there. So, I hate that, but that's going to save me money. Right, it's going to save me the $80 that I pay her, plus the wear on the other mower, plus the wear on the truck and trailer, the other truck and trailer, all for really, you know, I mean, when I did the math over there and I factored in everything on that $200 cut is what I was where I was at. I'm probably only making over there about $80 on that cut. After I pay labor, fuel, and everything. It's a lot of fuel for that cut, for both those cuts. So we're gonna get on down here in the city. We're gonna do 3 real quick. I've already invoiced them, so I gotta do it. Now, I don't know, I ain't telling anybody to do that, just FYI. I know I'm gonna do those 3 at least this morning. So I went on and invoiced them because I got these 3 and then about 18 more on the invoice, and these 3 are going to button up that invoice, and then I'll get it. Well, they've been Zelling me lately. I'll get a Zelle from them probably Thursday or so for, you know, $2,000 or whatever it is. Yeah, so that's it. So, you know, this weekend was just do some things around the house. I was going to change the oil in the mowers, but I didn't have no oil filters. I went over to Napa and they sold me the wrong damn oil filter. Well, they tried to. They didn't have the one. When they put the oil filter in my hand for my Cowie engine, I said, no, that's too big. And they're like, well, that's all we got. So I jumped on Amazon in the parking lot at Napa and ordered 4 oil filters, Cowie oil filters for like, I don't know, $30 or whatever. And I don't like to play around with oil filters. I know there's aftermarket stuff that you can buy, aftermarket oil filters you can buy, but I had a problem with an aftermarket oil filter one time where it was blocked up. Now, so I quit. I don't buy aftermarket, you know, not OEM Cowie oil filters. Now, the air filter is a little bit different, and the belts and blades and all that, that's a little bit different. Because the oil filter is something you can't see. You don't know if it's working or not. I don't know if the damn belt aftermarket belt that I put on one of my mowers is working. I don't know if the blades are working. I don't know, you know, if I buy an aftermarket whatever and it's not working, I don't know that, but not with an oil filter. And it's detrimental if it doesn't work. So. That trash is wrapped. All right, y'all, that's a wrap, man. $590 today. You know, not bad for a rainy day, man. And we're getting stuff done too. You know, $590 is good, man. For drove about 10 miles total, probably. So
And I got a lot of the little, I don't know, the ones that are kind of, well, they're easy to do. I feel like a chump when I pull up over there with 2 people, you know. Some yards just don't even, you know, don't need 2 people. Me and another person. Most, you know, some yards, not, you know, there's a lot of them that you do better when you got 2 people. But the ones I did today, they're all real easy, man. So yeah, stoked, man. Nothing broke. Got the mower full of fuel, ready to go cut some of the HOA. So let's eat lunch. It's 2 o'clock right now, 2 on the dot. Let's eat lunch, and then we'll go out and we'll do another. Well, we'll probably do about $150 out of the HOA money. So then tomorrow we can, you know, stick and move. Now Cam said he was coming back. You know, he asked me if he could work tomorrow, and so I'm gonna see if you know. I told him, yeah, man, you want to work, man? Be at my house around 8, man. He's like, okay. Well, no, he hasn't responded to that. So. All that, man. But yeah, I'm just going through the motions, man. It was really easy, man, what I've done today. Very easy. So I like easy, man. Like it might rain again. So I don't have much of a video today, y'all. Well, you know, if I'm out here by myself, man, I don't have a lot of time. And the weather and all, you know, I'm trying to hurry up and get to dodge this rain shower, and yeah, it gets pretty ugly, man. So. It's Sammy time, and it's Tuesday, and I made my money today. I'm good. Deuces. It's 4:30. I'm headed back out. I'm gonna go over here and work on the HOA probably till about I don't know, 6:30. So I just watched a video of Irv and the way he sent Roberto out to weed eat. That's a pretty good idea, and I do stuff like that, equivalent to stuff like that. Maybe not that exact thing, but what I'll do is, if I had a good guy, you know, that needed work and everything, and was a good, you know, then I would definitely allow them to do that and pay them. Because then, see, what happens is tomorrow, say you send somebody out to weed eat today, and then tomorrow, since you couldn't really mow yesterday, tomorrow you might be able to get to all the mowing because you got 2 people on a mower. So that is that's pimping. That's straight G move right there. When you think about how it affects everything, and you know, guys that aren't in business, they're not going to know that. They're not going to. Well, that was dumb. That was dumb, Ray. Why'd you do that? It wasn't. It's really. Well, you got to keep your guy busy. Now, if I don't have a good employee, and I can see daylight at the end of the week, and I know that I can get out here and I can, you know, shake and move and do, you know, like I've done today, then, you know, I'm not going to reward bad behavior to an employee. But see, he doesn't have that problem. He's got a guy that's willing ready and eager to work, and has bills to pay, you know, and that's that's important, you know. So. So I just wanted to show y'all this. Y'all see this tree right here? When I was doing firewood and I didn't have any money or any kind of, well, I didn't have a lot of tools. I didn't have a lot of nothing, man, but I had willpower, right? And I would see stuff like this on the side of the road, and I would pull off and I would cut this tree into logs, and I would roll it up on my trailer, man. And I would use the mowers or whatever. If it was a lot, then I would come back and do it. This is before I had a skid steer. This is before I had any equipment. But so, you know, doing this kind of thing right here and doing the firewood and all that, I mean, and doing the trees and having experience with a lot of firewood and tree stuff, this is the kind of thing that I would do before I had big equipment. I might have a mower like this. I'd wrap a rope around it, and I would cut that log right there, and you know, maybe a 60-inch piece, and pull it out here to this flat area. Then I would cut it into 20-inch pieces, and then I would roll it on my damn landscape trailer. I did that a lot, y'all, a lot. Now you got to be careful. You don't want to go deep up on nobody's property, but you know, this is obviously roadside stuff, and I don't think nobody's going to say anything to you for getting it. And if they do, what are they going to say? Oh, he was picking up a dead tree that was in my woods. And as long as you're not up against nobody's house or nothing like that, and you're not cutting nothing down. Now, don't cut no trees down. That's not, this stuff is already down. I would come here and I would cut that great big log right there. I would cut that, and I would cut that into 18-inch logs, and I would manually roll them up on the dump trailer. I just want to show y'all that, man. And I mean, there's a lot that you can get into out here, but you got to have some insight, man, and you got to have some, well, you got to have some hustle about yourself. Okay, y'all, so I'm over here. I done cut everything behind me, and you see what I got in front of me. And so I got an email from one of the members of the board over here at the HOA, not the management group, but the actual, well, he's my contact for the actual HOA, the board members of the HOA over here. Now, the management group pays me, and I don't really understand all that, but okay. But he called me, he texted me last week. It was right after we left the last time, so 2 weeks ago. He texted me and he said one of the residents was complaining that that the fence line, right, you know, like this fence line right here, had been sprayed, you know, and he even forwarded me the email that the resident sent him. Year, because our agreement with him is for him to weed eat the fence lines. That is not my agreement. The contract I sent them, they ain't got nothing, they don't say nothing about weed eating the fence line. It doesn't say anything about spraying the fence line either. But that resident really thought that we were going to weed eat these fence lines, and that made sense at $500 over here. So I told my contact, I said, hey man, and this is true, a lot of the residents spray their own fence line. I ain't got nothing to do with that. But every resident that I've talked to here, and probably
I don't know how many live here, but there's probably quite a few. But everyone that I've talked to says, yeah, Ray, spray it. So we got this one Karen. So anyway, I emailed my contact back and I said, yeah, sure, man. We'll weed eat the fence lines. We're gonna be $1,150 though, you know, to do the property and weed eat the fence lines. And that's still a good, and I told him, I said, and that's a good deal for y'all. And that would be, so that would take it from, you know, $1,000 a month to, you know, $2,200 a month. Oh, Karen shut the hell up then. Oh yeah. Because Karen don't realize that there's over 2 miles, or right at 2 miles of fence line to weed eat. Nobody, and when you start talking about weed eating, and you're talking about in terms of miles and not feet, yeah, the price is going to go way up. And I threw that number out there just being sarcastic, really. But I don't even think that number would be enough. I'm glad they didn't say yeah, but I knew they wouldn't. They were crying about 500. So, you know, I like it because I got, you know, really it's about an $800 cut. So I got 3 properties over here that I do. That is, that we do on the same day we do the roadside. So, now this fence line right here, I sprayed all the way up to that telephone pole right there. On the other side of that telephone pole, that homeowner on the corner sprayed. And it's like that all throughout. So, if I've been green and not know how to price and not know, I might have said, okay, I'll weed eat it. Could you imagine how long it would take somebody to weed eat? This is just a small piece of it. All this, all the way up the hill over there. Y'all know where it starts at. And then when we get on the other road right here, we're on both sides of the road. See, right here we just do the one side. That side over there is I don't do anything with. But I'm going to try to finish this cut right here. Maybe I'll put y'all on the fence, get a little bit of mowing over here. This is just, you see how rough it is. It's trashy grass. It doesn't have to look pretty, just got to be cut down. Okay, y'all, so yeah, I spent about 1 hour and 45 minutes over here. I got damn near half of it, man. So we'll come over here tomorrow and spend another yeah, I got a lot, probably over half, probably about 60%. So it pays 500, so if I did 60%, we'll just say 250. So add 250 on to today, 590 and 250 solo, whatever that is.